this is him. This is the way he dresses around the shop, especially this time of year, because he's the guy that puts all the wrong stuff in all the right boxes, or all the right stuff in all the wrong boxes. And this time we're going to be talking about the kit that we've been working so hard on shipping, the limited edition kit based on George Selios's Franklin and South Manchester layout. Now, this is an odd clinic, because this isn't a clinic. We're just going to say that when you get this box, you're going to open it, and you may be somewhat lost doing this. So we're going to go through the box, show you what you get, show you what we missed and that we know about, and help explain to you exactly what's in here. Now, Lenny's the expert, because he's the guy who puts it in the box, and I'm going to be the shill here. I'm going to make sure I sound like I don't know anything about this, and I know a little bit about this. So basically, here's the box, and when you open up the box, Len, maybe you can walk me through this.
Absolutely.
First thing, we have this yellow, can you read that okay? The yellow sticker. It says that we had a little problem with one of the castings. It never made it to the shop on time. We're going to be sending it out to you at a later date. It's a resin casting, but this is just to let you know that don't worry, we know you're missing it, and we've saved your address, and we'll be taking care of it.
Correct.
So that's kind of a warning label, like the one you get on your pillow saying don't rip off the label, okay? First thing, now this I know. This is this. Now, when I was a kid, I put much nicer things on my wall than things like this. But this is a 3-page spread showing full-size elevations of the structure. So my feeling is, no disrespect to the company, stick that up on your wall. It'll give you some immediate visual reference. These drawings are pretty much also duplicated in the booklet, okay, which is 58 pages this time around.
It's a big book.
It's a big book. So these are single-sided, and they're great references, and they're really good if you're cutting corner posts, things like that. You don't have to measure them as much. You just use this as a guide. So that's a big deal. The other thing that I can tell you about, because this I do know, is that in the kit you get 2 products from Woodland Scenics. This is all included. One is a package of city workers, and there's a bunch of them there. We use those on the telephone poles and so on. And another one is a flatbed truck and tractor. Now these are the metal ones.
Correct.
So these are the more the craftsman ones. These are not the ones that are built up already. And this is a really cool detail, and actually comes with the kit. So the bottom line here, Lenny, is, do I have you on there okay? Maybe you can go, this is sidewalk components.
Step by step.
Step by step. Why don't you do that?
That was actually my favorite show when I was a kid. Let's start off with what you're going to find right at the top of the box, other than what we just talked about. You're going to find 3 small packages. One is your sidewalk components. The only thing in this package is your sidewalk components. 3 corners, 8 straights. We didn't actually use that much on the diorama, so you'll have a little extra. Why not? Bonus round, right? Next, you're going to have the Salmonella's window components and lamps. We made sure that each kit has lamps, but it's also put in an area where you know that this is exactly what I need for this specific part of the project. Here you should have 26 of the 8031 windows, 2 of the 8067 windows, and then a small sprue of 4 lamps.
That being said, Len, this has to be something that is repeated. There are 3 kits essentially here.
Correct.
So every kit has so many subcomponents that are associated with that kit, right?
Correct. 2 of the structures have plastic windows. Neither have plastic doors, but you will find 2 packages, one for Salmonella's, and then the next one, the chain and link. Those are the only 2 structures that actually have the plastic windows. The third structure, TJ's, is all laser cut windows. So if you find yourself a little confused why you only have 2 packages of windows, that's exactly what you should have. And again, the next package, the chain and link, will have your windows and your lamps. 4 of the 862, 7 of the 8069, 1 of the 8029. Now, these numbers on the front, you may find that you have an extra window. For production purposes, it actually speeds up time for us. And you know what? If something gets messed up, you'll have a few extras here.
And we did lose the light just now, so if it got darker, it's okay. You're not actually.
It's on my side, so it's expected.
It's Lenny's fault. So basically, here it comes. Here it comes. This is maybe a Christmas thing with the blinker we have in this one. The bottom line is that you don't have to know every number of every window. You do, however, want to make sure that it fits the hole right before you go trying to squeeze it in. And if the hole's a little small, make it bigger, but that's not what this is about. So then the next package you have is something that comes with every kit. We used 1.5 of these in the kit.
Correct. This is our standard InstaFence, except it's only 2 links as opposed to 4 or 8, depending on what scale you'll be doing. But this here has 2 pieces in it, along with your stringers and your uprights. This is kind of a delicate package, so you want to set that apart. And this is kind of almost like a project in its own. You can glue that up, set it aside.
It is referenced in the instructions towards the end because it's towards the diorama end of things as opposed to the individual building situation.
Next, you're going to find 3 different packages of strip wood material, along with other various random things that you'll need for each package. Just like everything else that you've seen so far, there is a label in here. This here is the T.J. Riley's stick package. It has the interior bracing, your corner posts, all the different dimensional lumber that you need for that structure.
And the same thing goes for salmonellas and for the chain and link.
So this is all pretty self-explanatory. We go through it in the instructions, so you'll know that, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. But we try to do this so that everything is nice and neat. So you can work on one project and not have to kind of bust everything open and possibly lose something.
The other thing is, look, sometimes we give you extra wood. We try to do it. It's not a mistake. But we estimate how much wood goes in these kits. When it comes to strip wood, we try to remember exactly what we used. If you finish a building and you have extra wood, put it towards the next building, pass it down the line, because these are 3 separate kits. And, maybe you'll be 3 inches short or a foot short, not likely, but on the next building. Anybody who's dealt with us for any length of time knows they generally are going to get extra.
Absolutely.
But we are not, well, he's not, I'm pretty infallible. Not so much.
I'm perfect, but the next bag you're going to find is the telephone poles. And now, what this also has is the transformers. There's a couple lamps in there. Everything that you need for that part of your scene. This, again, is another project, kind of like the InstaFence, where you can kind of set it and forget it. And, it's almost, the wife's complaining a little bit. You need an hour to go do something. This is a perfect project for that. Next things you're going to find is the 3 main structures. We have the chain and link, the salmonellas, and the T.J. Riley's. Now, these are your actual laser cut wood parts. Again, as you've seen, everything is labeled so that you know exactly what project you're working on. So if you decide you want to start TJ's, grab the TJ's package, grab the sticks, and then grab whatever else you need for that, or the chain and link, and with your plastic windows and doors. And
But
then
in this case, Lenny, though, T.J. Riley's, just as you know, out of the 3 kits, T.J.'s is the only one with laser cut window and door components.
that one you will not find plastic windows or components.
A lot of guys like the laser cut, so this is kind of a mix here, and it keeps everything unique and gives you a little different technique as far as it goes.
Next, you're going to find on your right-hand side as you open the box all of the detail castings. The large portion of the castings in this kit are actually resin. While there are some metal in here, it's predominantly resin. There is 30, 40 different castings in here. Most of them where they're resin, they're not really delicate or anything, but you do want to be careful when you open this. This, just like many of our kits, you open the box, it's going to be hard to get everything back in, so just kind of be careful when you're opening that. But in here you will find any of the metal, the resin, anything like that, those extra details for each of the structures.
And as usual, the metal will need some cleaning, but I think you'll see the resin, as many of you know, extremely cool.
There is a lot of new stuff in here, a lot
Absolutely.
of stuff that you haven't seen from us before, so there's a lot of hidden treasures in there.
Absolutely.
Next you're going to find the ruler, which is a standard in each kit, and then you're going to find 2 different types of shingles. You have your rolled roofing with the nail holes, and then you have the standard shake shingles. There should be 7 to 8 pieces of your rolled roofing, and there's 3 of your shake shingles. There is extra, so you don't have to go nuts on, measuring every single square inch out, but you should have more than enough in here to take care of what you need. And then the last thing in the box is the instructions. Before you open any of these packages, you want to open this package right here. Skim it, sit on the couch, spend an hour, read page to page. You don't have to get too in depth, but you do want to skim over it so you kind of know what you're doing when you're hitting these packages here.
And I almost feel like we cheated you on the instructions, because unlike many of our kits, like last year's Delancey Street, basically these are all clapboard buildings. And if you start at the first building, if you need help with techniques or anything, it'll be front loaded towards the first building, because essentially the techniques are carried through the other two buildings, and you'll get more in the way of schematics and diagrams than actual suggestions, because they're already introduced in the first building. There's no sense in doing them 3 times. You don't want it, we don't want it. And of course, you know, we always have the videos online, things like that. So this is not a how-to video that we're doing here. It's just to let you know, when you open that box, don't open up all the packages and spread them out to look at the parts. We have people that do that and they lose a lot, and then of course we hear from them again and again, and it's not any fun for us, and frankly I don't think it's much fun for them. Take your time, read the instructions. This is Lenny Lednam, shop manager here for 15 years, 16 years.
Old enough to retire.
Old enough to retire, and you know who this is. Anyhow, we hope you all have a great holiday, whether it's Christmas or something else, and we look forward to seeing you with more kits in the near future. And if you're on Facebook, do me a favor. We're posting this only on Facebook.
Add it, share it.
Please do that, because
Grandma would love to see this video.
Yes, she'd love this. But the thing of it is, I don't really frequent other groups, other modeling groups. So if you'd like to share this video with folks in those other groups, please do it. You'd be helping them out, helping us out, and helping share the hobby, which helps all of us out. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you soon.